Hello, my name is Melissa. I'm going to show the garden today. I planted it almost 2 weeks ago. We will be doing some succession sowing. So there's some empty spots in here, mostly for beans. I do plan on growing quite a bit of beans this year. We have two gardens. The first one that I'll be showing today is at our house, and then a second one is at another farm where we keep our 4-H animals. My kids have steers and pigs. At our house we have chickens, dogs, snakes, cats, just your basic animals. So we'll start off. The first part is peas and then beans, and I'll move right through the garden. So here in this empty row, I did plant the carrots. There's some little spots that are coming up. They're not coming up great. The next row, I have beans. I did bush beans all through here. They're really thickly sowed through here, coming in heavy. I have 3 cattle panel trellises here. Sorry, let me slip on my words here. These are all going to be pole beans down this side. I have 3 different kinds of pole beans. The first one is the red pole beans. The next one is just a green pole bean. And then I've got the dark red pole beans. There are a few pieces of corn. I got some gem corn in a seed swap. There was only 10 of them, so I put 5 of them on this cattle panel. And then I put 5 more on this side. Only 4 of them have come up on this side. And then on this side of the cattle panel, I've got cucumbers. And I did market more cucumbers on this one. This next one is silver slicers. And then on this one is my pickling cucumbers. My cattle panel, you can see they do have some damage on them. I went to a store, was looking for some. They were sold out. All they had was damaged ones left. They sold them to us half off. I jumped on it. I do have a ton more cattle panels over here. That is why I jumped on it. They're rather expensive. Here, I got this tractor tire. Inside, I've got 4 cabbages with some marigolds. Then I have some peppers and some miscellaneous tomatoes that have not been planted yet. They will be planted this weekend. This aisle is going to be tomatoes. It is not in. I do not have the poles up yet. These ones, the poles are up. The fencing is not, so the tomatoes, again, are not in. And then through here, I've got some of the peppers. These are all my sweet and my bell peppers and some orange peppers. There's 2 little tomatoes on the back side. I did all my tomatoes on the other side, but on this side, I wanted to keep these 2. They are the blueberry tomatoes, and I've never had them, and I wanted to make sure I kept them separate from the other side, just so I knew exactly where they were, wouldn't lose track. This one is a sweet red cherry tomato. This is an egg yolk yellow tomato. Then I've got more cherry tomatoes. Some of these are the pear tomatoes, and they just go right on down the row. I did not black tarp all of these. So the first 8 through this side, and these ones are kind of small, but the first 8 through this side are the yellow tomatoes, and I cannot remember the name of them. I remember that they were yellow. And then all the rest are Romas. And then this whole side of this panel is also Romas. And these ones are bigger. They were planted sooner. I found these white marigolds at a greenhouse. I'm in love with them. And then this whole row is pink brandywine. And these ones are significantly bigger than the other rows. And I've been slowly weaving them in and out. I will start tying them, just not yet. I wait till they get a little bit bigger, and then I will prune them and tie them up. This one here gets the most shade, this side of the garden. And I've already got some blossoms on this one. I thought about taking them off, but it stands a little more than knee high, so I'm going to let them grow. Hopefully get some soon. And then over here, I've got all of my hot peppers, from the jalapenos to habaneros. I've got some cherry bombs. I keep my hot peppers separate from the sweet peppers because I will be saving the seeds. Something got a hold of that when it knocked it down or walked on it. I had sunflowers in here last year, so I've got a couple of randoms in my walkways. There's another one in with the peppers. In here I've got my radishes. Over here I've got a rose bush. This one died on me this year. It did not like being out here. I got a little small one. I dug up out of the yard. It was really small. It hasn't gotten much bigger. I'm not sure if it's a climbing rose or a bush rose, so we'll find out. And if I need to move it, I will. All the greenery inside of this is the spinach. I'm about the only one in my house that'll eat spinach, so I don't need much of it. And then through here, where you see the straw, all through this is all onions. I go through a lot of onions, especially when I'm canning. And then this next row is all sunflowers. And I put a ton of them in there. I can't wait for that to bloom. Next, I've got potatoes. Potatoes are coming up real well. And they are the red Pontiac potatoes. And then, so most of my garden all goes this way. And then when you get to this side of the garden, our rows go the opposite way. So right along the grass line are a bunch of flowers. And then my daughter planted a ton of zinnias. I think there's going to be 3 rows of zinnias. And then this was last year's potato bed. And I've got a bunch of potatoes. So we're leaving this row and I'm going to just put some straw on it. We're not going to till it up anymore. And there's a few more potatoes coming up over in these spots. I'm going to dig them up and put them in this row and just try to combine them all. Here's another spot. These ones were the yellow potatoes last year. And then the rest of this row, there are 2 blueberry bushes. And then I've got a raspberry bush on the end. And then I've got 6 new raspberry bushes that are just the sticks. They're not an actual bush yet. I don't know if the camera will actually look at the sticks or not. So I just planted those. That one's got a little bit of green spot on it. So hopefully these will take off. And then I've got some more over on this side. And then this row, as you go up, I got the Elliott's blueberries. The other blueberry bushes are not Elliott's. They were just some random blueberries that I had picked up. They didn't have a name on them, but the leaves are a different color, and they are not giving off as many blossoms as this one is. This one gave off a ton, so I can't wait to see how many blueberries I get. Here is my strawberry patch. I've got another 12 that will be added to this. And these things have a ton of berries already on them. This was put in last year. This one's pretty good sized already. Nothing's turning colors yet. And then this whole row here, there's a whole empty row. This is all asparagus that I just planted. So we won't get that for a couple of years, but I'm excited for it because I do love asparagus. My rhubarb plants, I put 5 of them in. 2 of them are doing amazing. Then I've got 3 smaller ones. The black tarp here is lavender, English lavender. And I've never been able to get lavender to grow. I'm not sure. They look like they might be alive, but they came in the mail. And so I put them in the ground this way, put the tarp over them to kind of help them survive. Had some radishes over here last year, so I got a miscellaneous one. Going to let it get bigger, see how it does. Hopefully get one good radish out of it. And then this is my garlic patch. Got some stuff coming up out of them. I cannot remember what those are called. I cut them up, eat them. And I planted this in early November. Some of it's already starting to die back, but I shouldn't be harvesting this until July. And this is my whole garden, the one that we keep at our house. And we have a little sitting area and fireplace that we like to sit around, so I can sit in the little swing, have a fire, and then just overlook my garden.